Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode on MTG GhoulDude. My name is GhoulDude. How's everybody doing today? All right, that's good. So, I just want to let y'all know who I am, what I do, and what I'm here for. So, what I'm planning on starting is really just a categorization and the filing and organization of zombies throughout the vast multitudes of sets and cards, and continue as we go, and maybe some financial stuff here and there, some tips and tricks, some deck techs of my own maybe later on down the line when I get the ability. But for right now, I just want to let y'all know who I am and what you're here for if you stick around. So, my name is Chris Thompson. I'm from a small town in Tennessee, and maybe later on y'all can find out some more. But so a little bit about me. I started back in late Oath of the Gatewatch, really just like right at the turn of that era. I was already out of high school by then, and I was just working a job, and I was just looking for a hobby. And then a buddy of mine, that while I was in the service, he introduced me to some. He started playing with a red deck, and I was very avid on trying to beat him with his red deck. So probably one of the first things I picked up was just like mostly just your regular red hate. Now, it didn't work. I tried. It didn't work. It didn't succeed. But that really just sparked what got me started into the whole thing, the whole Magic the Gathering. And really, it's not much else to it other than I was just trying to play a game with my friend. And then it just took off from there. So Shadows over Innistrad came out not too long after I started also, and I got very into it. Don't know why. It grabbed my attention to the point to where it was just that's all I could see at that moment. I've seen stuff here and there with it, but I couldn't just really grasp onto it until Shadows, because that's when I had found the zombie creature type, and I just fell in love with it. And really, what got me to build my first deck was playing Magic Puzzle Quest. I was just pittering around with it until I found Puzzle Quest, and then I seen a pet card of mine, the Diagraph Colossus, and what that is about. Diagraph Colossus is he is a 2/2 for start, and I'll just read them off. 2/2 for 2 and a black. Diagraph Colossus enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each zombie card in your graveyard. Whenever you cast a zombie spell, create a 2/2 tapped black zombie creature token. It is a zombie giant. And on Puzzle Quest, the way it worked is whenever anything just entered the battlefield as a zombie, it would spawn and get huge counters. And a long time ago, I had a screenshot of how the biggest I've ever got a Diagraph Colossus on that game before. It's no longer the way it was. So, hence, I kind of just stopped playing it after a while. But then Amonkhet came out, and there was so much stuff for me. I just loved the mess out of it. I was coming out of the just regular run of the just regular zombie deck, and then when Amonkhet came out, it brought so much support for the creature type, and I couldn't stop. So with Amonkhet came Lord of the Accursed. Lord of the Accursed was probably one of the most pivotal cards to me, that when they made it, it was just like it was just probably the best thing in the world to me. It was also probably another one of my pet cards that I've started building around with later on. And Lord of the Accursed says 2 and a black for a 2/3. Other zombies you control get +1/+1 for 1 and a black, you can tap it, and all zombies you control gain menace until end of turn. The menace was really pivotal to the deck that I built for the Amonkhet standard, which also had the Shadows over Innistrad standard in it, because before the Pro Tour for that specific set, I had started constructing a zombie deck that had ended up being not too far off from the Pro Tour deck that won Pro Tour Amonkhet before, Pro Tours went away for a while. Now they're doing online for Arena and Magic the Gathering online tournaments. And so for that, I just kind of after that, I just kind of, whenever Amonkhet and all them rolled out with the next set, I kind of just went into Commander. And after I started in Commander, I bought a couple Commander decks, the pre-cons to start out. One of them was Arabo, Roar of the World, and it's been converted into a just tribal cat synergy deck that I use for casual play. But then I also built my first own Commander deck, which was Sidisi Undead Vizier, which you can see. I built it as just a tribal zombie deck, and it ended up turning into a very powerful control zombie deck, and it ended up just a lot of wipes, a lot of removal. I had the package in there where I could Grave Pact. I could when I sacrificed a creature, everyone else sacked a creature. But I also have the ability to play Grave Betrayal, which was a card that said whenever a creature dies an opponent controls, it comes onto the field on your side as a creature with an additional subtype zombie, and it gets a +1/+1 counter. So that was also something I was like really big into, and for a while, like, that was probably my strongest deck. And this was probably 4 or 5 years ago, back when I was still fresh into Magic. So then I started delving into, the modern, which I just basically took my standard deck from the Amonkhet and kept it there. And I just updated it with modern staples as we go along. If y'all are looking to see the deck tag for that, I will gladly put it up on the channel later. But this is just for, letting y'all know what I've done, what I am, who I am, and all that good stuff. Now we move into Pauper. Pauper, I really wasn't too keen on Pauper at first because it wasn't big it wasn't a much played format around my area at the time. And I really kind of built a deck to have a deck for that kind of situation when, people just wanted to play. So now it goes into, I want to talk about, what I have now, what I'm running currently. So right now I'm stuck with my modern deck as it is, with either staying mono black and just doing mono black aggro or control with zombies, or I'm also thinking about taking it down into changing the mana base to allow Goblin Bombardment to play what's commonly known right now in the modern meta as Zombardment, which takes advantage of the Liliana and Cryptghast, which basically just puts you in a loop where you can sack it to play it, and deal damage until you kill your opponent. And that's what I'm doing in Modern right now. And now we go into my current Commander decks that I have that are zombie related. Right now Tormod was Sidisi, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to change it around because I didn't like the way Sidisi was feeling. It started being less consistent for some reason, and I was running a more competitive Commander deck curve when it comes to, your lands, your rocks, and everything. And I just felt like it wasn't doing as well. So then I started tinkering with it, and I realized, why not just take Sidisi out and change it out. So I went ahead and I'm currently working on Tormod the Desecrator, trying to figure out where I want to keep it and what I want to do with it. So my next one is going to be the Scarab God. The Scarab God I've actually poured a good bit of money into. My Scarab God, he's seen some changes. At first, it was a very strong, just aggro, regular cast from your hand zombie cells, and using his ability to reanimate stuff and make them 4/4s big again, like Gary, Grey Merchant Asphodel. I also thought then I changed it not too long ago. It was probably about less than a year ago when I decided to change it. And I ended up taking it into a strictly token route, which is, Army of the Damned and all your good token producers for zombies. But it's still sticking to the theme of zombies. So I'm not running, any of the good big token producers like Overseer of the Damned, where when it comes in, you create a zombie. I'm not running that right now. But I'm always willing to listen to some feedback, and I'm willing to put up the deck list whenever they're finished and whatnot, if people have input or feedback on stuff like that. But something that just came out recently with the new Forgotten Realms set, which is something I've added into my Scarab God deck to kind of give him a reason to get into the red zone, is the Wand of Orcus. The Wand of Orcus is a very unique equipment that just helps so much with the token side of the deck, that I just couldn't find anything better than making 5 2/2s just for swinging. And plus it gives everything else death touch, which if I don't have a death variant out or something like that, it gives that a little bit more of an evasion. But I just want to thank everybody for tuning in to the first episode. I'm MTG GhoulDude. Everybody, have a good day.